Hello, it's concert time. You know what we're going to talk about tonight? We're going to talk about love. We're going to talk about friendship. We're going to talk about heartbreak, making up. And I was going to use the story about Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez and Haley Bieber. And we know that Justin and Selena were back and forth, with their relationship since 2015. And he met both young ladies around the same time, 2009. I read on that story because it's similar to mine. And he had to make a decision on which one that he would choose to marry. And of course, he chose Haley. Okay. He met Haley backstage when she was 12 years old. He was just now performing, and he was very young. I think he was 16, 15 or 16, and Haley was 12. And then Selena, she was around 19. And so there wasn't that much in the age difference, and they all pretty much were well off. Haley was a model, she still is, and Justin Bieber, we know that he's worth 300 million. Selena Gomez is worth 95 million, and I believe Haley is worth 20 million. And that's basically, when she ended up marrying Justin, he pretty much promoted her to make more money. But however, when I read upon it, money was not an issue. It was about love and about trusting. And Selena apparently didn't know about Haley at that time when Justin began dating her. And when she found out, she was very heartbroken when he had someone on his side. And we all know about, when our significant other may have someone and they're not honest and they're not forthright in telling us the truth, right? And so Selena wrote a song about I had to love me and lose you, or to lose you, I had to lose you to love me. Rather, that's how the song goes. And of course, she was responding back to Justin Bieber's song that he wrote, Love Yourself. You need to go and love yourself. It was about, he wrote that she was a narcissist, ex-lover, and she was all wrapped up into herself, I guess her own ego. And I believe Justin was going through a hard time in his life at that time. I guess he knew he was dating Haley at the time, and it was, a lot of pressure on him, I guess, at that time. And so he was going with both girls, and they didn't know about each other until later on. But however, it broke him. He was the one that was really broken, because he had to make that decision. And he mentioned that um, Haley was the one that stood by his side, through thick and thin. And he said that, I was a damn nightmare. And this girl just stayed behind me, and I love her for that. And, out of all his going back and forth. And so he wrote a song, Sorry, to his wife, but a lot of people thought that song was intended for Selena, and it was not. He was on the Ellen show, and he said a lot of people took that song and ran with it, but that was for my wife, who I'm marrying, because he knew he messed up on her, and she didn't have to take him back, and she did. And so they married eventually, 2018 in a courthouse. And the reason why he married her so fast is because He didn't want to be celibate anymore. They were celibate for a year and a half, so it was about time to, do intimacy. And then he turned around and married her again, a traditional wedding, 2019 in South Carolina. So apparently, I believe Haley and Selena pretty much there's a feud going on. I think they squashed it, but there were a lot of death threats toward Haley because they figured Haley stole Justin. But Haley clearly stated, no, they were officially over. Their love relationship was, they called it quits. It was a closed chapter. And so I want to just say, I'm going to sing my song. I was going to do Justin Bieber, Love Yourself. And that song was dedicated to Selena when they, broke up. And apparently, I like how Selena came back and responded to him on she had to lose him to love herself. And that song was a positive message. And she said that it was about her healing. And she read a book, and the book was about forgiveness and how there were 8 stages that a relationship of grief, of any relationship, but mainly a breakup that you would have to go through. And it was about just surrendering your soul to the heartbreak and recognizing that that person is human just like you, and they made mistakes just like you do. And she said it took her, she never cried over a man ever in her life like she did when she was so hurt by, Justin not being honest with her. But she eventually got over it, and that's what that song was about, how she chose herself. She was going to love her no matter what. And so when we going through relationships, forgiveness is really the key. That's how we really can be free. We can free our souls. And so I wanted to share a scripture with you guys. If any one of you out there have been through heartbreak, or, you're on and off in a relationship, someone who you really, really love, and maybe they didn't choose you, but then they want to come back to you, that's if you're still available. And they want to make up to you, and they just didn't know. They were back and forth, and they knew they had something good with both women, but they had to choose their soul. And I like how Justin, I'm going to end it here, and then I'm going to sing in my next video, because this one is 8 minutes. But Justin put it this way. He says that he had to rededicate his life to God. And I love that. Yes, my baby brother. He rededicated his life to God, and he wanted to give his soul to God, And he had a rough start with his life, I guess in that celebrity entertainment industry, it does make you go through hoops. And then, let alone, you're young and you're in a relationship. So, he needs to be forgiven in a second chance. The Lord gave him a second chance, and he said that the Lord gave him Haley, and that's how Haley was introduced to him as far as the final choice of who he should marry. And so I hope that their marriage is successful. They're young, and believe the girls, Selena and Haley, they also have a cooking show. Selena had hers first, I think 2020, and then Haley came around and she has her cooking show in the mansion where she's at with Justin. And a lot of the fans are saying, hey, Haley is copying off of Selena, but apparently both of them are very talented. And I might need to go on a cooking show and get some, different things to cook. But however, I believe they made up, all 3 of them. I believe they're friends, but she had to let go. And I believe she was dating someone. This is another person. I forgot his name, but he's in a band. I think he's worth 75 million. However, he's suffering with depression and anxiety at this time. And Selena also has a autoimmune disease. She can't. There was rumors that she was pregnant. That was a lie. They have her with a baby bump. And I was like, let me see if that's true. And it was not true. She said it was rumors, and that she was having Justin Bieber's baby, and that's a lie. So I read up on she has health issues, pretty much like I have an autoimmune, but I have sarcoidosis, which is a little bit different from what Selena has, lupus, and it's an autoimmune, and it attacks your good cells and everything, and doesn't fight off infections. So she cannot have children, like her lungs, it affects everything. And but however, I'm gonna leave it on a positive note with you guys. Psalms 34:18. It says that the Lord is near to the brokenhearted, and he saves the crushed ones in spirit. So if you've ever had a broken heart and you've been crushed in spirit where you just can't take it no more, whether it's a relationship or just life in general, you're fighting loneliness, God can help you. He's going to be there for you, okay? Psalms 147:3, verse 3 says, he heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. Yes, I'm living proof that he has, helped me and through the heartache and pain of just my whole life, not just in, a personal relationship, but just everything from my childhood onward. And I love my Father for that. And the last scripture is James 4:10. It says to humble yourselves before the Lord, and yes, he will exalt you in due time. And so we have to forgive one another. We don't want to have these hate and jealousy toward other people's relationships. Let them live, let them choose who they want to be with. And it may not be where you're pleased with that couple or who's ever, just like people always wanted Justin and Selena, and they just had to let that go because they've moved on. And so, same thing with other people out there who may know a situation about another person, one of your friends, and you feel like they shouldn't be together, or he don't deserve her, and she don't deserve him. That's none of your business, really, because at the end of the day, that couple has to be together. They're the ones that's gonna love one another, and maybe for the rest of their lives, if marriage is involved. So let's forgive. Let's start showing love, supporting our friends, supporting our lovers, supporting our significant others, our husbands and our wives, and just start giving love. So in this next video, I'm going to be singing "It Just Might Be You," and you know who you are out there. So thank you guys for listening. I didn't want it to be this long. And y'all have a beautiful night.